if you want to get rid of pimples or acne scars fast. Then I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that in this video today. It's very important to understand that if you have any type of acne right now, it is inflamed, okay? The redness around the pimple is inflammation. What we want to do is reduce that inflammation because when that's gone, the pimple goes away faster and leaves less scarring. Now there are many things you can buy over the counter and I've used them myself. But there are some really powerful natural herbs that will help with reducing inflammation. Let's talk about those today. And also stay until the end because I'll talk about a couple of herbs that you can consume as teas or as a supplement to help with overall health as well as reducing sebum, which is excess oil production. The first herb that I'm going to talk about is called calendula. This is an herb that's been used for centuries. It has anti-inflammatory properties that will help to calm down the redness from the acne. And so if you take this and apply it topically to your skin, it's going to help reduce the inflammation and help your acne clear up faster. You can use this in a cream, an ointment, a lotion, or even just a simple tea bag that you soak in some water and put a compress on your face. There are also some studies to suggest that taking this orally as a supplement can be helpful as well. So what you can do is look for supplements that have calendula in it. Or alternatively, you can just grow this plant yourself. It's very easy to grow. You can put it in your garden and you can pick the flowers off of it and make a tea out of it and put a compress on your face. And there's something else that's really cool about this plant. If you ever get any type of wound or cut or abrasion on your skin, you can use this exact same calendula to help heal that wound faster and also to prevent any type of infection from getting into the wound. So it's pretty cool. Plant that you can grow at home. Very inexpensive, very easy to grow. And you can use it for medicinal purposes for acne scars, redness, as well as cuts and wounds. No. 2 is aloe vera. Okay, everyone knows that aloe vera is great for sunburn. But did you know that it's also great for acne? Because once again, it has these anti-inflammatory properties that will help to reduce the inflammation of the acne itself, but also help to moisturize and hydrate the skin. Many times people with acne have dry skin and they don't realize that it is causing more acne. So aloe vera is a great moisturizer that won't clog pores and it is actually going to help reduce inflammation. Now aloe vera does have a laxative effect. Okay, so if you consume it, it will help you to have regular bowel movements. But if you put it on your skin, it's not going to have a laxative effect. So if you want to use aloe vera for your acne, you can use it topically. You can buy it in a little container. Make sure that it's 100% pure aloe vera gel. And then what you can do is just rub it into your skin. You can even put it in the refrigerator and make it nice and cold and put it on your face as a mask for 15 minutes at a time. The third herb that's really good for acne is green tea, okay? Green tea has a lot of antioxidants. It will help reduce free radical damage to your skin cells. But also it has something called epigallocatechin gallate. Now this compound has been shown in several studies to reduce sebum, which is excess oil production. Epigallocatechin gallate is actually classified as an anti-androgen, okay? Androgens are hormones like testosterone that can stimulate sebum production. Epigallocatechin gallate actually blocks that hormone from binding to its receptor so it cannot stimulate sebum production. So this is why you would see in many of the studies that they used green tea to treat acne and it was effective. Now if you have acne, it's best to use green tea topically, meaning you make the green tea. You steep the green tea bags and then you put a compress on your face with the green tea. But also consuming green tea will have the same effect, because it will reduce the internal inflammation that might be contributing to the external inflammation on your skin. The fourth herb that's really good for acne is turmeric. Turmeric is really popular right now and it's being used a lot in skincare products. They're putting it in serums, they're putting it in moisturizers, they're putting it in masks. Why? Because it has powerful anti-inflammatory properties that will help reduce the inflammation of acne and also help with any type of hyperpigmentation, which is brown spots or red spots left over after the acne has gone away. Turmeric contains something called curcumin, and that's the active ingredient that has all the anti-inflammatory effects. Curcumin is also being studied for other conditions besides acne like arthritis, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease because it's such a powerful anti-inflammatory agent. Now the problem with turmeric is you got to use a lot of it to get the effect that you want. And so many times people will use a little bit of turmeric powder and mix it with water and put it on their face. That doesn't work. You need a lot more than that to get the effect. And so what I recommend is if you want to use turmeric for acne scars, for example, you can get a body butter or a body cream that has turmeric in it. And what you do is you put the cream on your face and massage it in and let it sit for 15 minutes. And then rinse it off. Another thing you can do is buy a face mask that has turmeric in it. So look online for a face mask that has turmeric. Put it on your face, let it sit for 15 minutes and then rinse it off. The next one that I'm going to talk about is horse chestnut. Horse chestnut has been used for a long time for varicose veins, but it's also really good for acne. Now the way that it works is it helps to strengthen the capillaries and the smaller blood vessels so that they don't leak fluid out of them and cause puffiness under your eyes. And it also reduces inflammation of the skin. And so if you have acne, it's going to reduce the inflammation of the acne. As far as using horse chestnut for acne, you can find it in a cream and you can put the cream on your face and massage it in. But there is also some data to suggest that taking horse chestnut orally can be effective at treating acne. And what you do is you take 3 capsules a day, 500 milligrams each of horse chestnut extract. And I think with horse chestnut, the key is using a combination of both the topical as well as the oral. In other words, using a cream on your face as well as taking the capsules at the same time. The last herb that I'm going to talk about is saw palmetto. Saw palmetto is primarily used for an enlarged prostate and for urinary problems. However, it's also really good for reducing sebum. As I mentioned earlier, epigallocatchin gallet from green tea is an anti-androgen, meaning that it blocks the effect of male hormones from stimulating sebum production. Well, guess what? Saw palmetto has a similar effect. It's also anti-androgenic, meaning that it blocks DHT from stimulating sebum production. So what you want to do if you have acne is take saw palmetto along with another herb called stinging nettle root. These two together will help reduce sebum production and reduce inflammation of the skin. Now, if you take saw palmetto, make sure you get the kind that has at least 96% fatty acid amides. That's the standardized extract. That's the most potent form. You also want to make sure that you get the kind that has selenium in it. Selenium is a really important mineral that helps with a lot of different things related to hormones and reducing inflammation. As far as the dosage for saw palmetto, I recommend 300 milligrams 3 times a day, totaling 900 milligrams per day. And then for stinging nettle root, I recommend 300 milligrams spread out throughout the day. So that means you would take 100 milligrams 4 times a day. And I also recommend taking these on an empty stomach because that way it won't interfere with any of the enzymes or acids in your stomach. And these are some really good herbs for helping to reduce inflammation of acne, whether it's on your skin or internally. Now, if you haven't seen my video on the best foods to eat to get rid of acne, you should check that out. I put that video up right here.